So now with the new format, hopefully now it's legitimized and players actually go out there and compete.
For decades, NBA All-Star Weekend was the crown jewel of basketball's midseason, an electric showcase of the game's biggest names, most jaw-dropping highlights, and the ultimate proving ground for superstars looking to cement their legacy. It wasn't just an exhibition, it was a battle for bragging rights, a collection of events that carried weight beyond just entertainment. The dunk contest created legends, the All-Star Game itself featured real competition, and the weekend as a whole felt like a celebration of the best basketball had to offer. That era is gone. Today, All-Star Weekend is nothing more than a spectacle, a watered-down attempt at what it once was, and mainly players using the time as a break from being locked into a championship run. The All-Star Game has become a glorified layup line, a defense-optional event where players treat it as a cardio session rather than a battle of the best. The dunk contest, once the most anticipated event of the weekend, has become a stage for bench players and G-Leaguers, abandoned by the superstars who should be headlining it. The energy, the hype, the must-watch factor, it's all vanished. And fans have noticed. Each year, the event loses more relevance, with ratings hitting all-time lows and social media ripping apart what used to be a beloved tradition. The league has tried to adjust, changing game formats, adding gimmicks, even tweaking rules to make things more exciting, but none of it has worked. The reality is that All-Star Weekend didn't just fall off overnight. It's been a slow, gradual decline, a victim of changing player priority, lack of true stakes, and the disappearance of star-driven competition. And it wasn't always like this. There was a time when legends used All-Star Weekend as a personal showcase where players didn't just participate, they competed. The dunk contest, for example, once featured icons like Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, and Kobe Bryant, and when they dunked, the world watched. The All-Star Game itself wasn't just a highlight reel, it was a pride test where stars clashed and the best fought to prove they belonged. But the game changed, and not for the better. Today, the excitement is gone, and the NBA's biggest mid-season event feels like an obligation rather than a moment of greatness. And more importantly, can it be saved? What happened? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. There was a time when NBA All-Star Weekend wasn't just another event on the calendar, it was the event, a moment where the league's biggest stars put on a show for the world, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. The 1988 dunk contest between Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins remains legendary, with Jordan sealing the win with his iconic free throw line dunk. In 2000, Vince Carter took the contest to another level, delivering dunks so breathtaking that his "It's Over" moment became part of NBA history. The All-Star Game itself had classic battles like Magic Johnson's emotional return in 1992 after his HIV diagnosis, or the 2001 showdown where Allen Iverson led an improbable comeback. Even as late as 2016, Kobe Bryant's final All-Star appearance had real weight. Back then, All-Star Weekend mattered. It wasn't just about fun, it was about legacy. Stunt number 1, the death of competitiveness. One of the biggest reasons NBA All-Star Weekend has lost its appeal is the complete lack of competitiveness in the All-Star Game itself. What was once a high-energy battle of the best players in the world has devolved into a glorified shoot-around where defense is non-existent and players treated like a summer pickup game. In the past, there was pride on the line, players who genuinely wanted to prove they were the best, and while there were still plenty of highlight plays, there was also a level of effort and intensity that made the game special. Look back at the 2001 All-Star Game where Allen Iverson and the Eastern Conference clawed back from a 21-point deficit to win in thrilling fashion. That game seemed to actually matter. Even in the 2010s, when LeBron James and Kevin Durant went at each other in crunch time, there was still a sense that winning meant something. Now, it's a joke. The 2025 game is receiving a lot of backlash as we speak, with zero defense, half-court shots every other possession, and a game that resembled an all-star celebrity game rather than actual competition. The league has tried to fix it, switching to a draft format in 2018, introducing the Elam ending in 2020, and even returning to traditional East vs. West format in 2024, but none of it has worked because the core issue remains: the players don't care. Today's stars see All-Star Weekend as a break rather than opportunity. Load management, injury concerns, and a more relaxed culture has stripped the game of its intensity. Without competitiveness, the All-Star Game has lost what made it special, leaving fans with nothing but an empty highlight reel of uncontested dunks and logo threes. Stunt number 2, the decline of the dunk contest.
Nah, there's no part of me that have regrets about not doing it. I wanted to do it, and it just never worked out that way.
It's just never been something to my flavor, man. I'm an in-game dunk.
If there was one event that truly defined All-Star Weekend, it was the dunk contest. It wasn't just a fan favorite. It was the crown jewel, the moment where legends were made. Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins turned it into a spectacle in the 1980s. Vince Carter took it to another level in 2000 with a performance so dominant it left the entire NBA speechless. Even in the 2010s, Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon put on some of the greatest dunk battles the sport has ever seen. But in recent years, the dunk contest has become an afterthought, struggling to generate any real excitement. The biggest reason, in my opinion, the stars stopped showing up, starting with LeBron James never entering, setting a precedent that future high flyers like Derrick Rose, Zion Williamson, and Ja Morant would follow. Without top-tier talent and star power, the contest became a showcase for lesser-known players, often G-Leaguers or guys barely in the rotation. While some unknown dunkers have impressed, like Mac McClung in 2023 and 2025, the overall interest has plummeted. Fans just don't want great dunks, they want great players performing them. Beyond the lack of star power, the contest itself has grown stale. We've seen most variations of dunks already, and with social media making insane dunks available year-round, nothing feels groundbreaking anymore. The contest also suffers from repeated missed attempts, inflated scoring, and drawn-out pacing that kills momentum. The dunk contest used to be the event that brought energy to the entire All-Star Weekend. Now it's often disappointing, leaving fans with little reason to tune in next year. As long as the league's biggest names refuse to participate, it'll remain a watered-down, lesser version of what it once was, a casualty of an era where stars are more concerned with protecting their brand than entertaining the fans. Stunt number 3, fans no longer care. Perhaps the most damning sign of NBA All-Star Weekend's decline is that fans simply don't care anymore. What once was a highly anticipated event has become something people either skip entirely or watch in bits and pieces. The excitement that once surrounded All-Star Weekend has faded, and it's reflected in both TV ratings and social media engagement. And 2024's edition may have been even worse. The event no longer feels special because there's no real reason to watch. Fans know they won't see a competitive game, they know the dunk contest won't feature superstars, and they know the entire weekend is a casual showcase than an actual basketball event. With highlights instantly available online, there's little incentive to sit through an entire broadcast when the best moments will be clipped and shared in seconds. A big part of this decline is that stakes no longer exist. In past decades, the All-Star Game had a sense of urgency, whether it was the East vs. West rivalries, players wanting to prove themselves, or even just personal pride. Today's NBA players see it as a fun, meaningless event, and fans can feel that energy or lack thereof. Without real competition, the game is nothing more than a low-effort exhibition. Social media has also changed the way fans engage with the game. Instead of watching live, many choose to experience the weekend through memes, Twitter reactions, and short highlight clips. That's a problem for the NBA because once something stops being must-watch, it's nearly impossible to restore that level of investment. The All-Star Game didn't just decline, it became irrelevant. And in today's era of instant entertainment, irrelevance is the death sentence for any event. All in all, NBA All-Star Weekend wasn't just a fun break in the season, it used to be a moment. A stage where superstars proved themselves, where rivalries were reignited, and where fans got to see the best of the best truly compete. But over time, the event lost everything that made it special. The All-Star Game turned into a non-serious defensive-free exhibition. The dunk contest lost its stars and its magic, and fans, realizing there was nothing meaningful to watch, and simply checked out. The NBA has tried to fix it, tweaking formats and rules, but none of it matters if the players themselves don't care. No change in scoring systems or gimmicks will bring back competitiveness. No rule adjustment will force superstars to enter the dunk contest. The only way to save All-Star Weekend is for the players to take pride in it again. Without effort, without stakes, and without true star involvement, All-Star Weekend will continue its decline into irrelevance. The NBA can either recognize this or restore what made it great, or let it fade into just another forgettable mid-season distraction. Right now, the choice seems clear, but does the league or its players even care enough to fix it? It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.